Well, I think the risks that have been generated by commercial banks as prime brokerage, it's the same risk we saw in 1929, the same thing we saw in 2006, 2008, caused by the repeal of Glass-Steagall. It's the same thing we're seeing now. Overgenerous in credit, inconsistencies in properly marking assets, haircuts. And this situation here is an unregulated family office engaged in total return swaps, where there was some market movement and the individuals involved look like they've had a history. So the issue that comes up is if it is true that four major prime brokers, commercial banks, were sitting trying to negotiate a situation, what caused some of them to go out on the side and deal to reduce their exposures and let others sink? Um, Having lived through regulation and been a regulator, the issue to me is not do we automatically bring family offices back into tow? The issue is what reporting do we get from the regulated entities, from the prime brokers, from the various other regulated market participants to be able to see these positions and anticipate this. We're always going to have these every 8 to 10 years, long-term capital management. We have this one here. And the issue to me is I think this needs a thorough investigation, looking not only at what Archegos is doing, but also looking at what these four big banks were doing before, during, and after their supposed negotiations. And if some of them were out selling to benefit themselves at the expense of others negotiating, that needs some regulatory scrutiny.
Mark,
Now,
just stop you there, because we want to get a lot more questions. Quick one from me before we go on to my colleagues as well. We have very highly paid, great expertise, risk managers, compliant managers at every single Wall Street bank. Why are they being ignored again?
the issue is not the risk managers are being ignored. The issue is that people are allowing an activity to happen, hoping that risk management is the backstop. Effectively, 2006, 2008, the credit crisis we saw was caused by commercial banks and prime brokers doing the same thing they did in 1929. And what happened with AIFMD and Dodd-Frank and other similar pieces of legislation worldwide is the big commercial banks and the prime brokers were able to go in and convince legislatures that they had learned their lesson, and please don't force us to get out of what we're doing. We will accept better risk management. We will accept higher capital requirements. Well, effectively, what that's saying is, let's have a fire in a building, but get bigger fire engines and build a trench around the burning building and hope that the fire doesn't spread.